pro tips first.
Hey Future Pros, just para-dropped onto Mirage to give you an essential smoke. This is the classic stairs smoke which everybody should know. Just hop onto this first ledge, place yourself anywhere along this beam, aim to the middle of this gap and then throw the smoke. It will block off stairs, and when combined with more A-side smokes, taking A will be easy.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. If you missed the first matchups, we had Na'Vi and Fnatic splitting the maps on Mirage and Overpass. Overpass going in the favour of Fnatic, and Na'Vi taking Mirage in convincing fashion off the back of a fantastic performance by Simple. Coming up now, we have NiP taking on North. But before we get stuck into the matchup, we actually have a nice little video from Betway of Forest doing a bit of a time trial.
Yo, what up everybody, I'm Forrest. I'm gonna take on the Betway aim challenge. I'm gonna do my best and see if you can beat my time. Let's go. And a 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3, 4.
And 1 and a 2 and a 3. AK. I got AK, but I don't have M4. Ooh.
No.
That's just unlucky.
Oh man.
Unlucky.
And Luko.
This is not a 30-second run. Tell you that much.
Oh, bad movements.
Screw you, dude.
39.
Delicious.
More pitches too.
Range.
Delicious.
Jag behöver ha bort den där alltså. Men snabbt ner också.
Jag tror inte man kan inte. Ja. Nej, jag sprang förbi den första gången. Jävla dumt.
Det går mot någon.
Okay, last try, then I'm done. Screw it.
Oh, I like this run, I like this run. That's just good spin. Det är inte att jag sitter ibland, det är för matchen att spela. Nej.
Det är en björn.
Det är orimligt för att ta det.
Det där går inte. Ja, jag var det.
38.2222.
Now I'm done.
Old boy Forrest there, not looking too happy with his performance. Had a couple of blunders going on, but I think he'd definitely outdo my old man aim any day of the week. I don't know about you boys.
I can definitely do better than that.
Oh, you can?
Easy.
Oh, okay. I know that Simple was doing it today. I think he had like 34 seconds or something like that.
34 something.
One of the best times is, you were saying 29.90 or something?
29.90, I think.
Yeah, Betway were tweeting out earlier, but if you want to find that map, I'm sure you head over to the workshop, download it, play that one. It's a bit of fun. Looks like it. Haven't touched Counter-Strike in a while, so let's just assume it's fun. Let's get stuck into
Can
North.
still talk about it indefinitely, of course.
Yeah, until I die. North versus NiP. Okay, let's get stuck into this one. We did just see NiP, so let's start with them. That's probably a good place. This team, they've added the two new kids. They've got the 3 veterans. This is the winning combo, Natsu. You keep saying it.
Yeah, no, it is. It should be, right? In theory, but that's one thing. It's another to actually execute and make things working. But yeah, I think they have I think they've made the right choices, and replacing Fireberg, adding Res in this team, for example.
Took them a while.
Took them it took them a while for sure. Maybe a little bit too long. I think for both parties.
Maybe.
No, honestly, both
Maybe 2 years too long to make some significant changes, but what's done is done. Let's not dwell in the past.
Exactly.
Let's look forward.
It's good for both parties. Freiburg gets a new start. Rez comes in with positive energy. Young guy. He's already shown he's got the firepower. They've already got one map blocked in. Cash. They've definitely shown it's their kingdom. They can definitely play that map. But then all they have to do is to spread the wealth to, well, let's say 5 other maps, and we're looking at like a pretty decent team.
A normal map pool, some might say.
Yeah.
One of the players I'm really excited by is Draken. I think, or Draken, however you want to say it. Which I don't know. I'm not Swedish. I massacre every language. But this kid, I think he's a very flashy AWPer, and if he can slowly be molded into one that can do it all, be a bit more passive when he needs to be, he's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with from the Swedish lineup.
He reminds me a lot of Oscar to an extent, right? When he first came into the tier 1 scene, so to speak, he was very flamboyant with the AWP, could create huge advantages for his team, have amazing games, but also could throw those advantages in some rounds and cost his team some crucial rounds. So I feel for Draken as well, it's a matter of finding the right balance. After you get that initial pick, after you find the advantage for your team, take a step back, play off of your team, play the numbers game from that point on. Yeah, also the addition of Rez, the second young player on the team, seems to have rejuvenated them a little bit. We always speak about Forrest and how whenever NiP makes a roster change, his form tends to go up as well. So we'll see how that goes moving forward.
This is, I guess, the debut of NiP in the ESL Pro League Season 6 powered by Intel. What are we going to see from them coming up against North, guys, on Nuke, I believe the map is.
Nuke is the first map.
Yeah.
It's going to be very interesting. One of the historically strongest maps for NiP, never mind the roster or the version of the map. So even when Nuke first got back into the competitive map pool, NiP was the first team we were talking about and saying, yes, they are the kings of Nuke. Then it was actually North, then Dignitas, VP were also in the conversation. So I think this is actually going to be a very, very interesting map to see how these teams square off of each other on the T side.
Yeah, I feel like if you're playing for the win here, which you are, just blatantly and not trying to drill things in as you would a lot of the new teams do. You want to contest ramp on this one. AZ was struggling there a little bit, right? So I want to see them bringing the heat.
AZ was one of the weak points of this team, but we do know the strong points. It's Valda and Config both lighting up the scoreboards for this squad. They are the clear duo, I suppose, this Danish duo, getting a lot done. And I think, it could be even more powerful than the Magic's Config duo if they can be consistent.
Yeah, and they play the 2 most vital positions on the map, pretty much. You have Config playing that yard area alongside Cajun in support, and he is very aggressive towards there. And then you also have Valde playing the rotator role on the upper and the lower bomb side.
So I wanted to get this up to demonstrate, how ahead of the pack Valde and Config are frag-wise. 84 frags for Valde and 95 for Config, with the next closest being Cajun with 69. So they're getting a lot of work done. Obviously, NiP, it's their debut. That's why we don't have any stats for them yet. And that demonstrates that nicely.
Yeah, Valde hasn't had any issues getting used to this lineup for sure, especially on Nuke. We saw him, playing a massive role on the upper bomb side, just having a lot of multi-kills, positioning it well so that he wasn't flashed or getting to an angle where he would have the advantage. So good to see that. And also Config is an instrumental part of this team.
Yeah.
He is going to be that issue for you when you're playing T-side and he's on the CT, splitting a map like Nuke. You see him playing towards that container, towards the T part of the yard, and you kind of have to defuse that situation before you get further. Like Janko was saying, that's going to waste so much time off your clock if you use the smokes already before you contest him. Might be in a situation where before you even get to Sacred, the smokes are going to evaporate, and therefore you're going to be in a lot of issues.
Bit of a masterclass last night with that one. I thought we saw that outside when he was pushing up close, exactly like you're saying, doing a lot of damage. If NiP choose to go with the G2 game plan, which is pressure AZ early, like you've already alluded to, that means Config isn't going to be able to do that because he won't have the backup. They're going to have to babysit AZ a little bit more, or maybe drop MSL from the rafters and leave Valde on his own.
Yeah, I feel like what North should have hopefully realized by now that AZ needs to just go lower bomb site. You need to then just adjust the player to play under Heaven to make sure that the T's don't get, or NiP doesn't get up to Heaven, and then you kind of maybe let upper bomb side to be a bit of a liability at that point in time, but at least then as we know, lower bomb side it's super hard to get it. It's easier to get into, but then if you have the rotations on point from the side, the retake before the bomb even gets down is actually, very viable for the CTs and hard to hold off for the T side.
Yeah, well, all the players look like they're in the service, so we're just waiting for any last issues or timing to be resolved. We should be getting started very shortly.
Prayers going.
I want to throw it to Yanko again so I can cut him off as soon as he starts speaking. So, Yanko, the influence of Threat, now that he's a full-time coach, how much of an impact do you think that's going to have, and do you think it's going to make the team too rigid? I've asked a really nice, broad question for you.
I don't think necessarily it has to make them too rigid. I think NiP was lacking a lot of the good things that Threat implemented initially last year, like discipline. I think NiP started to lack discipline again in the anti-force buy rounds and just in general. So I hope that he can bring back that characteristic of the team because they were the leading team in the world when it came to discipline early 2016.
Yeah, well, I think we're almost ready and raring to go to see how this one is. Pachanga?
We are. Are we ready?
I heard 1 minute.
You're very quiet, Chad.
Am I talking quietly again?
Yes, you are.
Am I really?
Like, yeah, it's like you're being very, intimate with the, you're being very intimate
I'm sorry
with
for
the
being
viewers.
quiet. You guys can be loud.
We're here. Chad running a tight ship as usual over there. It's going very well. We've got my favorite team, NiP, versus your favorite team, North.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can say they're my favorite.
They are.
You knew coming into this that NiP were mine, but you can throw me under the bus like that. I mean, Valder, he might be someone he's a personal favorite of mine, along with Config. But yeah, I mean, I think they've been looking pretty good. We've already seen them on this map. They've looked fire on it in the past.
It's a map they should be well versed on, North, right?
Exactly.
They've been hit a lot this week.
Yeah, we've seen them play a hell of a lot. It's also a team that, Valde coming in from Heroic, they're also very good on this map. So I think it's one that naturally North should be feeling pretty good heading into. NiP, we didn't really see much from them other than cash. But I'm hoping, we can start to see that change. I was at Valencia where they won that event, but I mean, I don't really think there was much competition there for them to worry about.
Sure.
So yeah, I mean, this is really like some of the first showing for NiP even.
We'll see what happens there. Going to be Nuke, and looks like they're heading towards ramp. A weak spot, arguably, for the North side, or not the CT side, and we'll see whether they can capitalize now they're on the tee. Rez with the first shot, gets one, that's enough, I guess. He's not in that position by himself, but Draken, very fast, very talented. We'll see if he can get a second frag here. Might want to consider falling back here. 5 bullets in the clip. Can't get his kill done. Getting some backup there, and I think that's the double frag. Val just schools them both, and it's going to be a 3-on-2 situation.
Yeah, it's looking good here, Exist. He's going to be waiting up in the heavens. He's going to have the... might have God with him, actually, to try and force Valde up this way with the bomb, and it's not going to be the case. Instead, he opts to play it safely. Waits over here by ramp for his teammates to rotate on in. Forest. Going to be waiting over in vents, and now the rest of the gang have rotated on through. Everyone waits here over here on B ramp for them to finally make their decision. It looks like they might send AZ off just to keep an eye over on Hal. He's going to got himself a USP. Right now, everyone from NiP actually more situated over here towards A. So if they do head into B, they're going to get that site for free. Forrest already ducks down into vent, suspecting something might be up. He's going to be the man, the go-to point man within the site. But actually, they're going to go ahead and challenge Exist, who waits up in heaven. Perhaps fires too early, and Cajun B will be able to pick him off. Forrest now in the 1v3, already tagged down at 12 HP. Not looking good here, and good night, Forrest. You beautiful man, as North, they do manage to get that first round.
You beautiful man. Did that just slip out? A bit of a Freudian slip there going on. Didn't mean to say that. But
a little too early.
I liked it, though. It was good. But you are a fan of NiP. You did say before we started this cast that your favourite team to commentate generally. What is it you like about them specifically?
Recently, it'd be difficult for me to say, but when I came into... I think for a lot of people, when you come into CS, they're quite a nostalgic team, right? They're one that's been together for a very long time. Same with VP. I really, really like the addition as well of Rez and Draken. I think they're two players that I've always wanted to see do well within the Swedish scene. So, I mean, that only got me more invested, right?
Yeah, I've always been a fan as well. Everyone knows I'm a fanboy. That was a bit of a meme a couple of years ago. But it's been a while since they've really had any massive performances. I think their last massive win was probably Oakland or Malmo. I can't remember it on the Spurs, but either way, it will be them defending the upper bomb side. But Gerard, he gets one with the CZ. A little bit of help from AZ there as he finds MSL. It's going to be a difficult round, though, for NiP, but that's a good opportunity. AZ, though, finds the second frag and the third as well. He's coming to life right now. Some difficult performances from him this week, but this is looking to be a very good one. Great round from North generally. It was the force buy from NiP, but just one player remaining, and it's going to be KGB to find the final frag. Good job, North, focusing towards that upper bomb side. Exchange there as we went out towards Squeaky Door, but usually one of the safest places to go, Harry. In old iterations of Nuke, you could actually play above the rafters and Squeaky Door. So you could actually sit there with a CZ, spray them down. That's not available in this version. So go to Squeaky Door, smoky main entrance. It's a very good place to go on the anti-eco. CD can't do much about it. And there it is. It's going to be a full eco for NiP now. And smokes towards that side. Everyone's doing these smokes now. It's going to be North dropping these ones and an outside stack. Everyone knows MSL runs here by himself. And they're going to be trying to focus on that as Get Right sneaks through the smoke, but MSL well too aware and takes him down.
Yeah, now actually everyone going to come running in. It's a shooting gallery for MSL. He does manage to take 3 of these ecoing players. They are just massive fleshy bullet magnets right now, so you can't get too excited over this, but they've been able to get themselves a Mach 10. Forest being chipped away at doing damage with the USP somehow actually is able to get rid of AZ there as well. So now Draken 1v3, while he has been amazing for NiP, I think this is too much to ask. He's got himself that Mach 10 stolen. Might be able to do a little bit more damage as he does spot out Config. So turns it into the 1v2. Damage done. That's $600 made as well. And on the back of the AWPer, that's pretty impactful here. If he gets a little bit more work done, then we can see them get that AWP up on the CT side. So bomb still ticking away. Draken waiting in vents. Shouldn't be able to succeed anymore as Valde is going to be holding the vents. As well as that, you're going to worry about Cage and B waiting over by Secret. So, yeah, this round going to go the way North. It's going to be 3-0. Draken, he holds on to the UMP into the next.
It's not much, though, is it? I guess on Nuke, there are plenty of maps to potentially hold on to tight corners and find opening frags, upgrade to an AK-47 perhaps. So he'll keep on to that weapon, but MSL, good job with that Mach 10. Farms a lot of money. And we'll see whether he can do anything with this round. I'm back again, Harry. It's happened a few times. But Draken, he's got the glass cannon AWP. And he's got no armor. Res towards the ramp. 3-0 for North. Not so much of a bonus round here. Occasion B with that saved UMP. But plenty of money here. They can afford to do something a little bit cavalier, perhaps. Get Right playing in front of the smoke set. Has a player snuck behind him already? MSL is down Secret, and Get Right has no idea. He thinks he's pushing towards his spot. I guess that's still a good play by him, but it might be a little bit too late. No one's going to rotate towards lower, though. And good frag from Rez. Can he get anything more done here? He can't. MSL watching the back lines, and Forrest with the frag back in return.
Yeah, Forrest gets traded. MSL never actually gets anything out of that forward positioning. Neither does Get Right, though.
Yeah, I guess both of them walk past each other, essentially.
So they avoid that conflict, and Cage and B, actually, there you go, Get Right's lurk does pay off. They managed to get rid of Rot 1. Bomb going to be taken away now. Config and MSL, they're the 2 players left up for the Danes. And Exist, well, he's the first man down in vents. As the wrapping round behind finds the dink, but doesn't get the frag. MSL's tagged down within inches of death. But as you say, Henry, they don't have kits. They have to move in quickly here. Get Right and Draken, they're well aware of this fact. Time going to be working against them.
Oh, he's got one.
Oh, Get Right's been able to pick up Exists. Damage being done. He sticks it, though, in the smoke, and he'll not get it. So close. Oh, there, but no North. They get themselves that 4th round.
With his teammates such low HP as well, the smoke's down, he's picked up a kit, might as well go for it. Sit, defuse, and pray. He gets it down to the 1 second mark and denied by Config. He's been such a monster recently, especially on this map as well. T-side seems to be his specialty, and we'll see whether he can do that, or continue that form, I guess, because Config has been one of the best players in the Pro League so far. It will be a partial investment here from Ninjas in Pyjamas. Some HE grenades, and they're not going to inflict that much damage with that headshot from the Deagle. That certainly does. Forrest takes out MSL, who's usually by himself. And we commentated this yesterday, I think. North on Nuke. They drop the same smokes every single round. They're consistent. Sometimes MSL goes by himself. Sometimes 4 players go with him. And it's just kind of keeping the CTs guessing. Which kind of tactic are they going to be deploying this round? How are they going to be dissecting the map? And it's a really cool one. I actually love that. As an in-game leader myself, that's the kind of tactics I used to love running. But for now, Forrest, he's actually dismantling the tactic. He keeps finding headshot after headshot.
Yeah, Get Right's rotated in. He's got himself a scavenged AK config to hold the flank. They finally deal with the pest that was Forest, and AZ in the meantime going to get rid of Get Right. So config just dismembering this defense one by one, and now Exist is the only man left. He's the danger man, holding it close, waiting until he hears that bomb plant come in, and then he might be able to find a little bit more. Gonna go down. Exist opens up the door. No one's watching. He's able to take the first, but then AZ trade. Still decent damage done for NiP, as only 2 players for North survive there. Rebuys come on in. Not going to cause the most significant dents to the North economy. They can now get the AWP up on Cajun B if they'd like as well, which I imagine we'll see come out. But they still have enough to buy into the future Draken. This could be the turning point here for NiP. They've got the AWP up on Draken. Curious to see where they're going to put him. We sometimes see it actually over towards ramp early on, but
you have options outside, heaven or ramp, maybe catwalk as well. That's pretty much the only places you'll see it. Once again, though, MSL towards outside. He's so good at getting these smokes down. I think the smoke may have been missed there, so he's going to have to deploy one himself, right-click it. Probably is happening from time to time. There's gaps there, though. Draken might be able to pick this kill up. He knows there's a gap there as well. You can see positioning the crosshair slightly to the left there. Wants to see the player crossing the gap and then pull the trigger after that. Forest in towards Secret. And this looks like an upper split, if I'm honest. They're not going to be actually going down there, but the CTs, they're aware of it. They've got that gap to work with, but AZ doesn't care about your gap. He gets the first headshot, takes down Zist, and config with the second frag as well. It's up to Draken with the AWP, but Molotov surely coming in. That buys him about 6 seconds here. North are looking incredibly sharp here, Harry. This is the tactic I love. Same smokes every round, and you've got adaptations of that as well. You're dropping those smokes, and you go in the upper splits as well. When the CTs try to counter what you're doing, they go towards Secret. They go towards the open, deep in CT spawn as well, ready to shut you down. You just snip in towards the main entrance, upper split. It's really, really nice. And you're dropping those Molotovs as well. Draken could do nothing towards heaven, and that is getting pulled apart right now. North looking exceptional.
Yeah, Draken's trying to hold on to the AWP. He's in that 1v3, and they know exactly where he is, so they're going to go hunting for him. North have plenty of money to spare, and Draken can't afford to miss shots. Sadly, he does. He'll go down, and that's North up 6-0. As you said, they've had lots of chances to play Nuke, and as you can see, it has paid off. Their strategy is getting very refined right now on the T side. We have that sort of positive reinforcement with the smokes going outside, the whole idea that you do that every round, and you know, NiP, they always have to have someone posted up there. It's never anything that they can just let slide, because it could mean that, you know, it's going to be concealing a whole bunch of Danes behind it, which is a terrifying prospect. So just keep throwing them at the beginning of the round. Costs you, what, 2 or 3 smokes maximum, and completely and utterly diverges that hole from NiP.
Once you're having the success like they have been so far, they try and adapt to it. But you've got different versions. Then you just go back, rush ramp, or you just go for that upper split, or you go for the full commitment of 5 players outside. It's really difficult to handle, especially when players like AZ are hitting every single shot. If he turns up, you know North are going to be a deadly side to work with. They've got so much talent available. Config, Valda, AZ, it's just really, really strong. Cajun B of the AWP as well, as we have another partial buy here from NiP. Can't find a kill just yet. 3 kills for North, though, looking incredibly good. 5 of them still alive as well. And will be Rez and Draken, the new boys for NiP, the young blood, as they trying to get anything they can done here. Not really much, I would imagine. CZ and a Deagle available, no nades. Some armor, though. Obviously, maximum loss bonus at this point. But North, they look very comfortable. NiP, what's the adjustment here? It's not really a double AWP map, Harry. Can't really do that. Forest would be the secondary AWP for NiP. But they probably can maybe focus towards outside a little bit more at the start. Try and maybe get a player on catwalk with the AWP, look over those smokes and have maybe Get Right outside backing him up. I'd say that would be an idea. But there's the final kill, and it's going to be 7-0.
Yeah, North just looking impressive right now on this T side, playing it perfectly. And NiP struggling to try and adapt. Exist currently with 1 frag, bottom of the board, and Get Right and Rez not really bringing much more to the table. Between them, they all equate to the same amount of frags as either Draken or Forest. Their solution, at least for the time being, looks like they are going to go ahead and send that AWP down through B. Going to try and peek out through Secret, I would imagine, but the smokes have already rained in. Doesn't want to progress further forward, which is the right call to make. 3 players for North starting their push on down. Draken posted up in the perfect angle to try and wreak some havoc. Can just fall back from here. Once he finds the opener, there should be no trade potential. Shoulder peek comes in from MSL, and he'll come to regret that decision. Man advantage up for NiP. Draken repositions. The rotate comes in from Forest.
Finally, oh, positive adaptation there from NiP. Get that first pick. Draken not done just yet, it seems. Flashbangs coming in, smokes towards the right-hand side as well. Flash towards the step to window, but I think Draken gets another kill here. Oh, does he? Cajun B, he is incredibly good on the T side of Nuke. Seems to be one of his best maps, I have to say, with the orb up there with Cobblestone. And he finds the return frag. And now, 50 seconds remaining. Get right. And another player towards the lower bomb site. I think that is going to be Forest down there with him, and Valda, he's coming towards heaven position. This looks like T's have done it once again. They've forced the rotations down towards lower. They're now heading towards that upper bomb site. Valda looking to shut them down and get right. He knows nothing's going on here. Panicking now, retaking this upper site, and when you've lost that opening frag as well, this is looking like an 8-0 all day long. AZ with another headshot there. It's all falling apart for the CT side. NiP look out of their depth. North are playing a perfect game of CS right now. Absolutely perfect.
It's all going to fall on Arez, the latest addition to this NiP roster. And his life expectancy is low. He'll fall. North taking him up 8-0. Fantastic stuff from them, as you said, Henry. And yeah, I mean, that seemed like the perfect kind of alteration to approaching this map from NiP, but it just didn't work out because they lose out of control of outside. They don't have anyone watching it. And then you can see, I think it was Valde up on the rafters exploiting that fact, finds the opener on to exist, and then they just overrun the A-bomb site. I think, one of the teams that actually does this pretty... I mean, I think the best CT side I've seen so far on Nuke is going to be North, if I'm honest with you. You see they stick config usually down in secret outside, or I think it was MSL occasionally as well. Just constantly switching up how they choose to take the outside control. I just think they really do have this map down, and with the addition of Valde, it's given them that much more firepower on it.
It seems that way, doesn't it? He seems like a very consistent, confident fragger. Major's Boy certainly had his moments, but they were few and far between. He'd have some monstrous games, and games would be very quiet. It seemed like him and Config would be fighting for the same role. Valde, he seems to actually just slot into the system quite nicely and just does his role and doesn't have to fight too much for the frags, but when required, he can step up. It's very promising. And another eco here, Harry. 8-0 down on the CT side of Nuke, and they're not really presenting anything that promising. I don't think we've had any really tight clutches yet, really. It's all been North running away with it time and time again. Upper rush, no one waiting for them, and that's great. When you've just been doing these slow outside tactics all day long, just going for the upper rush, not a single player there. There's nothing more satisfying as an in-game leader to call one of those rounds. You know you're just controlling the game completely. You're frustrating them. Everything they're trying to do to shut down what you've been presenting previously, they can't do anything about it. That upper rush, they might have even fragged this round.
It could be a scenario where everyone in the map stays alive.
We need a name for that when that happens. I've casted maybe like 4 times and this has happened. I don't really have a name for it. It needs like a cool name. Come on, you can think of one.
Oh, that's a big responsibility there.
Come on, it's time to prove yourself, Harry.
You know what, Henry? I'm really sorry to let you down.
It didn't happen, so you don't have to think of one.
Okay, I'm gifted a little bit longer.
Yeah, so next time, a couple of days left, we'll see if it comes through once again. You have to have a name ready. Either way, 9-0, North. What are NiP going to do about this one? Like I said, not a double orb situation on this map. Draken, AWP out. Has Exist posted any more frags? 1 for 8. Rez 2 for 8. Get right on 3. No one's really fragging at all, to be honest. But North operating like a very well-oiled machine right now. That's the smoke towards the heaven area. Do they capitalize? Another upper rush. Why not? Exist. He needs to step up right now. He gets 2 frags. Was that enough? I'm not sure it is, but that could be. Get right with the double spray down as he pushes through the smoke in main entrance. Now it's down to Cajun B in the 2-on-1 situation up against Rez. Make it just Draken now as he takes him down. This is getting scary now. AWP on AWP action here. Draken makes his way towards main entrance, but Cajun B seems to be 1 step ahead. If he walks into a crosshair at this point, it could be game over. 10-0. I don't think this will be recoverable. Either way. Ooh, spots him. He's done the damage at this point. The fact is come down to the 1v1, and he's taken that loss bonus away. Even if he loses the round, NiP are going to be crushed.
Yeah, it's the 2 AWPers left alive. The bomb is dropped out on A. It's a 1v1 at Cajun B. He swapped out the AWP in favor of the AK to try and take this duel. Draken, he resides up in heaven. Going to be watching over the A-bomb site. Cajun B slowed right down, waiting to see if Draken makes a mistake. And he's just going to be waiting. Patiently so. Line that time of work down. Trying to make Draken doubt himself here. Draken, well, he's going to be unrelenting, hasn't moved. Just keeping it locked down, waiting to see if he can spot Cajun. And now Cajun B starting to move, starts to walk out in towards A. Gonna emerge out from the hut. The timing here could be fantastic. He's actually made his way out. Draken hasn't spotted it yet. Taps the bomb, goes to stick it. Draken peeks in, but he misses that shot. And that was critical. Now the bomb plant can come through for Cajun B. As he gets left in the 1v1, Draken jumps down and does manage to connect. NiP, they managed to get their first round, but at what cost? Because they've got no money left. The AWP carried forward for Draken. But that is really the only silver lining you can take from this. After they buy up now, the buy A isn't going to be that great anyway, but they've got nothing in reserve.
How did he miss that shot? Oh, goodness. I thought if he loses that, that's his game over. That's probably going to be a 16-0. But just about recovers here. A no-scope to finish things off. Cajun B goes down, but you're absolutely right. The money's actually not as bad as I thought it'd be, you know. Like, they do manage to drop an M4, get rifles out primarily. They've opted to go for no head armor here, so it gives them a bit of utility, but lose this round, Harry. It could be the 14-1. So you need to be very careful where need this round. It has to come in. Can't afford to have a double eco here. Smokes towards outside. Business as usual for North. And in terms of the setup, they're not sending anyone outside whatsoever. They're just sending the upper attack in once again exists. We wanted them to step up. Finally, we're seeing something, but it's not enough once again. Towards Heaven, we need Draken to hit shots, which he does. Headshot towards Config, and his damage inflicted as well, as it will be Forest dinking Cajun B in the process. We might have a game on our hands now. NiP needed to get a couple of rounds together. Molotovs towards the upper area. Bomb will be planted. MSL knows that's bought himself at least 5 seconds there. Flashbang in to try and reposition. Low HP still for Cajun B, but he's alive. And the AWP in hand. Good flashbang towards main entrance. Cajun B just in the open right now. He knows it as well. He's exposed. MSL has to hit this shot.
He's going to miss it. Cajun now left in the 1v3. Falls to Rez on the peak, and he's the hero that NiP needed. Hemet exists. Step up in this round. Defuse will come in. And that is NiP to take this 2-9. They're going to go ahead and take a second consecutively, which is good. Start to allow them to build up some cash now on the CT side. Not going to have much looking forward, but it's a step in the right direction. North, they're still sitting on piles of cash. MSL's looking a little bit limited, but there's plenty to go around. Dropped for him. It's going to be the rest of the guys on his team. 4 rifles. The AWP up for Cajun B. All the utility they could possibly want and or need.
But a chance for NiP now. They're getting it together. It's just starting to frag, right? It's something to work with. 2 rounds on the board. Get the 9-6 in. This game's still on. Don't get any more. It's only going to be over. Forest coming to life now. The spray towards A. I think he was trying to dive down the vent. Good nades now. It looks like they're trying to at least shut down what North are presenting. And Forest, he's looking good. He's finding the responses. He's getting those opening frags, getting in the right positions as well. Surely he hits a shot as he's in a lovely little position to find the next kill.
They're going to walk around into the spray. Forest only takes 1. That will be it. The man advantage still up for NiP. Get right trying to rise to the occasion as he sneaks down through vents. And speaking of occasion, it's Cajun B waiting down here with the AWP in hand. Get right falls back passively instead of B. Has Rez here to try and help him out. And they're just going to wait. North haven't pushed in just yet. They are just going to be holding their ground on the outskirts of the site. Exist is actually up in the vents. They have to be very, very careful. Valdi to check the angle, goes to the pre-fire, finds the frag now. We're into the 3-on-3. Draken going to be the man now to fall down into the vents.
Yeah, needs to be careful here. Can't put all their eggs in one basket, but time is ticking away. It's likely to finish on the lower bomb side. Cajun B hoping to find a frag, but smoked out of decon. Get right still patrolling towards lower. They seem convinced this is where it'll end up. All 3 players towards this area. Time ticking away now, 20 seconds. Where does this end up? What can we do with this one? Rez, nice position as well. Good crossfires, and they're just trying to buy as much time as they possibly can. Get right, needs to find the shot here. There's 1, could find the second as well, can't do it, but that should be it now. 5 seconds remaining, Config can't plant this bomb. Pins it in, Draken now adds to the total. 3 in a row for NiP. Money's still not broken, but they're getting rounds on the board. That's the important thing here. North, finally, there is a response to what they've been doing so far.
Yeah, they've been getting the Molotovs down outside as well to delay the pushes. It buys time for, as we saw there, Forest to get in a position. And the angle didn't really work out for him, but you can see he had a lot more time than last. If you remember, Draken was the one they tried putting down there previous, and he didn't actually have the timing to make it onto secret stairs. But it wouldn't surprise me if we see these Molotovs bought out a couple more times for NiP just to deny this strategy outside. So smokes will rain on in. North going to be sticking to the usual. This time, actually, they get a little bit creative, throw them down, showing that they know a little bit more than we originally thought they did, Henry. Blocking off Heaven there, and also, I think one falls to try and obscure Hell, so it's going to allow them to take this much more aggressively. They push on up. NiP, I don't think they're ready for this one. They are going to lose Get Right in the process. Config able to find him. Man advantage taken here for North. Draken just stumbling out. No information as to what's going on outside. Everything obscured by these smokes, and Valde has already taken control of Rafters, ready to push into Heaven.
5 and 4. NiP trying to respond here. Valde looking like he's in a strong position. The CT's a little bit worried now. Rez, AK in hand, has players all around him. The flashbangs are good. He's dealt with. Great teamwork there from North. Exist gets one. Forest chiming in as well, but now left in the 3 versus 1. They know where he is towards main entrance. Still has 100 HP and a vision of the bomb as well. He's good in these scenarios, but time is not on his side as he lands in the fire. Does hit a wondrous shot there. How does he get away with that one? He could still be within this round. 2-on-1 situation, low HP on Config. His movement is so good. Seems to know exactly what he has to do here. And the fact he's got in the heart, I don't think Config will be anticipating this, but out of luck. Config, that's a kill. Oh, Forest, this is so good. Surely he doesn't win the round. Up against AZ now, and there it is. AZ does find the final kill. Harry, that was so close. I think Forest deserved that win. What a play that was. That first shot, my God, runs through the fire. Oh, disgusting. Gets the second as well, but not meant to be. That could be money in the bin now for NiP. Great 3 rounds in a row, but it had to come to an end at one point.
Yeah, because those 3 rounds that they did manage to get were hardly clean. They don't have that cushion, that buffer to fall back on. It is going to be a harsh reset felt for this CT side. Draken actually fully investing everything into this round. Only has $50 left. Everyone else with 3 grand in the bank, so it will be buy up into the next for them. Config kickstarting this round, making his way outside. Smoking off Mini, going to add in Molotov the angle as well. Don't let anyone sneak up on him. Hits the players in there, does find damage on who exists, but gets caught in the crossfire. Then the peek comes out from Secret as well, and they manage to dispatch a Config, but the rest of North in the meantime just start barreling into ramp. And now they're going to try ducking into B. Get Right is already here. He's going to beat them to the punchline, but AZ lands the headshot. He's been tagged low in the process. Tagged down to a measly 17 HP. Valde over in control. Cajun B going to be holding this off from ramp. Bomb plant comes in for North, and NiP have to move quickly here, but Draken, the man with the armor, does have himself an AK to try and play with. Valde, though, makes this round impossible, and now Draken, he's just going to have to save. If he does manage to hold onto the AK, that's a pretty big victory, considering they've done a little bit of damage, and the player who bought the armor now has nothing left, has a gun taken into the next round.
It's something, right?
Yeah.
It's something to work with there. We'll boost their chances going to the next round for sure. They will have a second save loss bonus with Draken investing absolutely everything into this round as well. It's definitely worthwhile. He saves it. Oh, he won't do it though. What a shot from Cajun B. Oh, Draken going all in. He only has $1,900 into round number 15 here. Certainly no op. It's going to be a mishmash buy. Decent attempt from NiP with the opening frag. Get right of that USP, but it's not enough. Valde. Oh my God, he's good. I love it. Great player to watch. Final round now. 12-3, Harry. That's almost a death sentence for NiP if it happens. You all right over there?
Yeah, no, I'm just peachy.
Okay.
Just feeling great, Henry, you know.
Don't worry, we can keep going, it's fine. It's going to be Deagles, UMPs, 3 M4s, and in terms of utility, not much to speak of. Draken without head armor as well, not a big deal against these AKs. And for now, flashbangs being deployed by Get Right. They know outside is a definite possibility. Get Right just pushes through, and it's good. But Config ready and waiting. Now Draken missing that shot. Has to capitalize here. Can he? Oh my God, I didn't think he stood a chance there. He might get 2, but Config takes him down. Still a 3-on-3, but damage inflicted. Now, with Config on 7 HP, and Exist finding a frag, we might find the 11-4 we need.
Yeah, Config's not looking too healthy. He's tagged down to a measly 7 HP. Valde, he's the one who does look peachy, and he's been a very, very key factor here for the Danish side. Him and Config, the 2 top fraggers there, the 2 left. Gonna be wrapping round. Rez has taken the aggression over here towards ramp. Now, this could catch them off guard, but on the flip side, it could propose their ability to turn his back into a 2-on-2. He falls short. Valde finds the frag, and now this round gets competitive. Forest and Exist almost mirroring the situation of North here, with one player looking great for HP and the other not looking too healthy.
It's true. We go towards ramp now. 25 seconds to work with here. Not ideal, because then you've got to get the bomb down. You have no real information as to where the CTs are. And oh, I like this from Config. So he gives the bomb to his teammate, right? Smokes off towards the bomb side. Molotov's in the vents. Tries to push them off. Try and force the rotation. Let's keep our eyes on the other CT and upper. See if he takes the bait. He does. He goes down towards lower. This could be the bait of the year. What a play. The fact is that player saw the Molotov down towards lower. There's smoke there on the bomb side as well. And they've taken it. They still think it's a lower plant. They don't know, Harry. Oh, my goodness. This is beautiful stuff from Config. He's completely dismembered them. My God, that's lovely.
Yeah, I mean, this was perfect. Almost looking like one big trick at this point. They might have lost the Magician himself, but they're still pulling off some impressive tricks with more up their sleeve. And now Valde in the sight along with Config. They have the crossfire set up. Valde finds the first. Forrest is the last man left. Takes the first and the second. Because he's not deterred, picks it up with the UMP, and that will be NiP to get themselves a fourth at least.
How has he won that? I have no idea. It seemed like North had done absolutely everything perfect there, but it's not enough. And it will be NiP getting the fourth round on the board. Still a massive battle to come back into this game. We'll take a quick break and see if they can do it in the second half. Welcome back. 11-4 is the scoreline in favour of North. I think that's not maybe the massive lead we expected. We did think North would be the more favoured team, but NiP historically, very good Nuke side. Haven't really turned up as of yet, but they did have a few promising rounds. The North system on the T side with the smokes looks very, very powerful indeed. NiP had a response to it, and they just about win that last round as well, thanks to Forrest. He has had some heroics keeping them in this one, but they need the splits on the T side to have a decent chance at this.
Yeah, that could give them everything they need looking forward. NiP, it's going to be an uphill battle. But this is a team that would be used to being in this sort of position. So now North, they've just gone for armor across the board. No defuse kits. They're not planning on letting this bomb go down. And NiP, they go running towards inside. Turn their attention now towards ramp. And AZ, he was the hole for NiP. I mean, for North, he was the one who was struggling over here at ramp. But this time looks to be no such question. Takes two, has Config to rotate in and help, and Config and AZ, they completely shut this round down. Get Right's the one man left. He's got himself a USP as he does drop Valde, but it's still going to be some major heroics required here from Get Right, the old dog of NiP.
I don't think it's going to happen, but you never know. He's got that silenced USP now. He's got time to work with. A minute on the clock. Starts hitting some shots. We could have something to work with here, but you're right. AZ has been struggling at ramp. We've definitely discussed it here and on the analyst desk as well. Seems to have that lack of understanding to stay alive. That should be the main objective of a ramp player. Don't really want to challenge for too long, but unfortunately, for Get Right, Config finds him, and that was the pistol round they desperately needed. They get nothing going whatsoever. It's 12-4, and Oh, could be a 14-4 very quickly. They need to win this force fight. They're going to have to do it. Can't afford to give anything away. And will be Deagles, CZs, P250s. The problem is on Nuke, you can really do rushes on these sort of rounds. Like if you go outside, sure, the Deagles might get lucky and get a one-tap, but you normally want to be like Venn diving and trying to just get that bomb down there and go towards ramp. That's close range. Can go towards the silo as well, but it'd be a little bit sloppy for the CT to give much more away than what they're doing right now. That position Config's got, there's no real angle to take him down unless you're fully committed walking towards main entrance. That's why it's so strong.
No smokes down outside either, and Config, he's just going to wait. Has this lined up for him, given on a silver platter if they don't check it. We've seen this angle be picked up more and more, and Config's been the one really trying to drill that in. Takes the first, goes back for more, but there are players locking it down. Doesn't matter to Config as he takes a second, and I was going to say a third, but it's actually Valdi to go and step up with him. So he does take 3. Valdi takes 1 more in the meantime, and now it is just Forest 1v4. Players all around. Forest tapping away, does take Cajun B, but then Valdi trades. And that's North 13-4. And NiP just have to grit their teeth in this round, go for the eco. And that means that North should arrive at a 14-4 scoreline unless these Glocks somehow pull out a miracle, which I find hard to believe, Henry.
Yeah, at this stage, that was the round they had to win. And like I said, Config, the only way you can really even challenge him with that angle is if you commit to the open peak and you go towards main entrance. They can't really do anything about him being in that corner. Takes 2 of them down, and it's Glocks. And like I said, normally the last pistol just have to rush. That's the bomb given up already. Hate to see that. It's going to be 14-4, and we're certainly now Glocks going down. Clean sweep, forced by, no plants. So, first gun round will just be AKs, no wall for sure, and limited in terms of the final buy. They'll have smokes and flashbangs, but they probably won't have Molotovs here. So, that's exactly what they've got. And North, 1 round away from match point. This has been a very quick game. Not over yet. Give them that. See what they can do here.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time when NiP was kind of king of being able to come back from these sorts of scenarios. Now, that was a while ago, but let's see if they can turn back the years, as it were. And easy. Well, he's already been tagged low. 32
Roll
HP.
back the years, Harry. That's what we say.
I know. I tried to be cool, and it just wasn't meant to be.
Didn't happen.
Here we go. It's going to be 4-on-4. It's already get right able to go ahead and take the first. Has to worry, though, because actually AZ's taking the aggression up through ramp. Just going to be holding. He's been tagged very low. Actually ran through a Molotov to get here, so he's not looking too healthy. Go full prey to get a bit overzealous there. The rest of the guys for NiP trying to seize control of outsides. Cajun B is posted up to try and keep them at bay. And then we've got this rotation coming in from Config. He's going to make his way up on a secret stairs, and we've seen this look so strong from him time and time again. And here we go. Pounces out, finds exist. And that's the man advantage retaken for North.
Config, definitely a bit of a maestro when it comes to Nuke. And 14-4. 4-on-3 situation. Cajun B tucking himself in towards the garage here. Tons of utility left for NiP. Not much. There's one of the flashbangs going down with Rez, and Cajun B with a double frag. That could be it. Game, set, and match. It's going to be 15-4. No money left for NiP. Another force by coming in here. And 11 rounds in a row required just for overtime. I think everyone knows this one is going one way. Like you said, North arguably better on their CT side. On Nuke, looking like it's one of their better maps now, up there with Cobblestone. Like, they seem very comfortable on this. Played a lot this week, along with Cobble as well. And NiP, I'm not so sure what the future holds for them on this map. It's not looking great. 3 UMPs, 2 CZs, some armor, but Config on a bit of a rampage right now. I'm quite excited for North generally going into next season. After watching them this week, it actually seems very promising, I have to say.
Yeah, I don't think there's any denying that. These guys do look very, very strong. That's actually quite nice. There was a bit of a gap in the door, and then they went straight through it, so didn't find any damage. But they're going to be lining up the smokes and flashes to go in. The Molotov going to land up on the rafters. That restricts Cajun B. He's going to actually fall down into the site. As a result, they have to clear him out. Though the crossfire set between him and MSL reigns in death, but the equalizer's found the man advantage taken in the blink of an eye. It's all on Config. And as good as he's looked, this is going to be a tricky clutch for him to pull off. He's going to get tagged. They know where he is. The Molotov to force the hand of Draken out into the open. Get right's cross, but Config has an idea as to what's gone on. Checks the angle, finds the first. Everyone else is tagged pretty damn low. And Config still in with a shot, making things very costly here. That is going to be a 5th for NiP. Henry, you said that the 11-round comeback streak would be difficult. They've got 1. They just need 10 more.
Well, they win against the bonus round there for North. They had MP7s, UMPs, 3 M4s now. Daddy's here. Cajun B with the AWP as well. Like I said, this is one of his absolute best maps. Very good. It suits his place up perfectly. You don't have to go too aggressive on this one. You're holding defensive lines on Nuke. You're holding towards Garage, Catwalk, CT Spawn. And that's what he does best. He's not the flashiest of AWPers, but he hits the shots that count. And he's very intelligent as to when he falls back. That's what I like about him. I think that's where he's absolute best. So this could be it once again. The AWP out. Cajun B looking for frags towards that side position now. Like I said, holding defensive lines. As we get into it. The 1 minute 20 mark, and so far NiP not making much in terms of ground. They have got towards secret at least, and we'll see if they can get the next push.
Valder's posted up here to try and keep NiP away from his B-bomb site. This is his territory as he locks this one down. Exist, the man on the entry. The rest of the Swedes waiting for this call to come on in. They can quickly try and duck through ramp, but AZ and Cajun B are posted up to try and deny that. Valdi is going to fall at the first hurdle though, and now AZ drops on back. Cajun B does claim the first, but Gerard's going to go charging in to try and shut him down. Support comes through in the form of AZ. They might have lost the sight down on B, but right now the bomb is trapped on the back of Forest over here at ramp. They're going to try and drop him, and they will. That's bomb dropped. Resin Exist left in a 2-on-3. Coming from the B site, Cajun B is more than aware. And they're going to walk on out into this. Exist able to find the first, but Cajun B picks it up, goes back out for more. Exist has fallen. Rez is tagged extremely low, and Cajun B, there we go. That is going to be North to win this map out. Looking as triumphant as ever on Nuke.
Absolute masterclass there from North on Nuke. I have to say that T-side especially, that system they've come up with, the consistent fast smokes from T-Spawn, having 4 or 5 different variations of the strategy, is completely tore NiP apart. We'll throw it over to the boys at the desk to dissect this one.
North sending NiP south there as Valde and Config lead the scoreboard again. But what I really liked from North in this game was the diversity on the T side, the pacing of those smokes, how they were able to dominate map control. It was fantastic.
Doesn't really make sense, Chad, though.
Why?
North sending NiP south. It's like they would probably send them like further north, like beyond the wall. They send them south.
Yeah, but if you send someone,
you mean like they're sending them back home?
No, but if you're sending someone south, it's normally a bad thing.
Ah, I thought you were just.
Don't they always discuss about the whole Battle of Skåne? You know,
what is that about?
Denmark trying to get
some Vikings thing.
It's like Malmö. Malmö was Denmark, and now it's Sweden.
You could go to Mark Winther's Twitter account, and you'll get the crash course on it.
He's a muppet. He's been just tweeting out that rubbish for 2 weeks now. We don't need to see any more of that stuff.
Mark, you're muted.
But he's not muted. Mark's a very nice guy.
He's muted.
Love you, Mark. Keep hiring us.
He's muted.
But once again, we did see Valde and Config playing well. Like I said, this T side, just break it down for us, boys.
I think that's an example of how a T side looks when everything goes your way. When like the game plan plays itself out perfectly. You know, first gun round, we want to pressure yard, pressure secret, force out the rotations, and then later on in the half, you see how they use that against NiP. Like the next 2 or 3 gun rounds, they're just they know what the reactions are going to be, and they're one step ahead, exploiting them.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just cool to see the change of pacing as well. Then just utilizing the smoke zone yard, kind of, you know, create that illusion at least that something's happening there, but not necessarily even going there. You saw they throw the two usual smokes, for example, then they have a third one that is thrown through the windows to heaven, and then have people explode to the upper bombs straight after, and then just trade kills. Make sure you have to take the bomb site. Get the bomb down, you're in a very advantageous situation.
They looked a lot more decisive on their anti-ecos here this evening. We did, you know, critique them for what was going on the other night when they were just going to lower every time and getting wrecked by those pistols of Envious. This time round, they were doing exactly what you're saying. They were using those smokes. They were getting into top side. They were taking jewels. AZ was doing a bit of entry fragging, probably spawn-based, but it was all happening.
The only mistake I saw throughout the whole half North's T side must be one where they threw those 2 smokes, but they missed one. They had to use a third smoke to cover their way to secret. And once they went downstairs, they were three alive to go to the bomb side. It was very late round. They only had a molly left, no smoke anymore. And what you need, it should be a rule of thumb, is to be able to get into that bomb site. You need to smoke off water the sides from down ramp and Molotov the other, to then have all the emphasis looking left once you get into the bomb site. But they were not able to do that. They were still committed to that bomb site, and they just got wrecked by all the crossfires. So, going further, something you can learn from that is, just abandon the mission, go back to the stairs to yard, and just hit upper bomb side if you have that situation. You have to use an extra smoke to do to have for lower bomb side anymore.
We did have some things that you wanted to draw, Yanko, for us. Get that up.
Yes, it's very interesting to see how they use the smokes for different executes. For example, we see the default smokes that cover their way into secret pretty much, and after that they can like go all the way down and go to the lower bomb site. It looks more like this, the wall of smokes. But sometimes what they do is, so later on, because they always throw the same smokes, they go in, they go through their own smokes, pop flash, and they go for an inner split, something that you do after you've taken the lower bomb side. You force that rotation. It's usually the upper bomb side that has a man less, and it's easier to execute. But something they did also to switch things up, they throw a different types of smokes. They throw one on main, they throw one on heaven, and I think the third one was here on rafters, pretty much to obstruct vision for the player that's playing somewhere in yard, so he can't get information for his team what exactly is going on. And that's where we saw Config then go into garage, kill Get Right. They have a man advantage. Then Valde was up on rafters. He got good information, and the split was perfect on the upper bomb side through main, through rafters, and through hut. The players who were still alive for NiP, they couldn't do anything. You look towards main, sure, you maybe get one kill there, but the player from rafters immediately trades. They take the bomb side. It was honestly, it was just pretty awesome to watch how North executed their T side against NiP.
Yeah, being super versatile there with their executes, making them very difficult to read and being able to counter anything and any setups NiP want to throw at them. We do have the scores up here again, and that's just demonstrating once more that the fragging power of Config and Valde is powerful.
I think it just shows also real quick why is it so important to sometimes be aggressive towards yard, because even if you lose a man there without getting any kills, at least you get some information. At least you know whether they want to go towards secret or towards just yard, garage, or do they want to split upper bomb side fast through mini. That's why teams like FaZe, like North as well, VP for example, some of these Nuke teams, why they are aggressive towards yards. They realize that information is to spend 2 at least, maybe even 3 smokes to make your pass safely towards secret.
Well, that'll be it for the Nuke wrap-up right there. We do have an Inferno coming up next between North and NiP. Can they bounce back? Can they show us something? I do hope so. See you after the break.